arrest me for saying something on the air and quashing my First Amendment right. So, Sheriff Mack, I'm going to turn it over to you for some words to these fine people.
Hey, where's mine?
Thank you. I've never had a greater day. I just don't know when I've had a greater day. And to watch those cows with the rest of you,
It's all dirty though.
when it was so, I've never heard such reverence and such a solemn, peaceful, touching moment in my life. And it was watching cows. And the hooves of those cows represented freedom and liberty to me. And I loved watching it, and those cowboys were the best heroes I've seen in a long time. I loved it. Now, I don't know where Clive got to, but I have to have Clive and his wife, if one or the other or both. Can security still get me Clive back here? Is there any way? Did he leave?
He's wiped out. He'll be back later.
All right. You don't think he's here? We took care of the cows already, ma'am. Well, hey, I've got a pocket full of sunshine. Almost like it sounds like a song, huh? Joyce Riley of the Power Hour and her listeners, a lot of you, have donated over $2,000 to the Bundy family. And we wanted to make sure they got it, and I don't want to carry this around anymore, so is one of the sons or daughters or somebody here? You're going to have to show me your identification. And I get to frisk you. Which one are you? Thank you so much. You're a sweetheart. Love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, a lot of people got together last night. That's why I was a little late getting here. Last night I spoke at a Tea Party rally in Phoenix, and they raised some of that money too. There's about $2,200 in there. And don't you think that this has been just a little bit of financial burden on them?
Yeah.
And we should not allow our government to do that to our neighbors here. I want to thank Clive for being a friend of mine for the last 20 years. He and I have been involved in the same fight. We've shared the stage together in several different places here in Utah and Nevada. I think up in Idaho once. And it's been an amazing relationship, and I'm so grateful for today. He deserves today. I want to thank him for inviting me to this wonderful picnic. And thank all of you. Thank you, thank you. I've said for 20 years ago, February 28th, this is an amazing time, 20 years ago, February 28th, 1994, I filed a lawsuit against the Clinton administration in federal court, and in 1997, we won. We kicked Janet Reno and Bill Clinton's butt back to Washington. And now I'm serious. I think we've seen a very powerful moment today. How we take back liberty. We the people are the most important facet of this government. It's not the government that's important. It's not the politicians that are important. It's we the people standing with our neighbors in defense of American liberty. This is America. This was the example today. So, I also had my faith restored in politicians a little bit. I can't believe it. The state Senate in Arizona and the House of Representatives in Arizona voted to send about 10, 12 politicians, not politicians, they're not. They're public servants. They're statesmen and stateswomen. And they're here, and they came here to defend liberty. You just beat them a little bit and got rid of it before they got here, so that's wonderful. But there's so many of them coming up from Arizona to be part of the picnic and to be part of liberty. Can you imagine? They don't even live in this state, and they said we're going up to Nevada to stand for liberty, to stand for those God-given principles that made us a country in the first place. And they're coming. They're still on the road. I wish you would have had the traffic a little bit better today. This was the most traffic violations I ever committed in my life. Don't tell Metro, don't tell Gillespie, and don't tell the Highway Patrol that I put on my flashers and went around all the traffic and got here about an hour before everybody else did. I was on a mission, and you can't let something like that get in your way. And that's another thing I've preached about. I don't believe in traffic tickets. They're called, what I've called traffic tickets, taxation through citation. And if we have our constitutional sheriffs really exercising their true mission, their true responsibility, then traffic tickets are going to fall by the wayside by about 90%. We're not going to have tax collectors as peace officers anymore. We're going to have true public servants who really believe in serve and protect. What do they protect? What do our peace officers, what are they supposed to protect? They're supposed to protect us and the Constitution and our God-given rights as they serve us in keeping the peace. That's why I kept telling Sheriff Gillespie, it is your job to be up here. He kept saying, I don't have the authority to interfere. Now we know, and we have shown the American people that they do have the authority and the responsibility to protect us from the tyrants in Washington, D.C. And I'd love to see that. Now, in closing, just let me tell you what I was thinking out there when it got really tense out there today, and when all the guns were pointed at a lot of you. I remembered the immortal words of Patrick Henry, give me liberty or give me death.